Hello everybody, this is Kelsey here. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I am going to be ranking books that I want to read in 2023, specifically classic books that I want to read this year. There's a lot of classics I haven't read, and there's a few that I have read. So, apologies for the noise in the background. I'm literally outside on the patio, so don't mind me, sorry. But Yes Gimme is yes, I want to read it right now. And Interesting Potatoes means it intrigues me, but I'm not 100% certain that I'm going to read it. Then TBR is I'm obviously just putting it in on my to be read list. And then Shoot It from a Literal Cannon means get away from me. So there's the tears. Here we go. Alright, so A Tale of Two Cities. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times, but your 20s is not the best of times. That's all I can say. And that's probably as far as I'm going to get reading this book. I don't see myself reading this book. Charles Dickens, I'm sorry, but I tried to read Great Expectations. It didn't meet my expectations. So sorry about that. But okay, so Emma by Jane Austen, yes, gimme. So this one is one that I am so in love with. So I've read like half of this book. I didn't DNF it, but I'm gonna read the rest. But I did read it like last year or something, and then I stopped reading it because life just got in the way. But I really, really love this book, and I really want to read the rest of it. And I love the movie adaptation of Emma. I think it is phenomenal. The pastel colors in the movie is extremely beautiful, and just like the cast for the movie, I just love all the characters. And I must say that watching a movie adaptation of an old classic book, specifically Jane Austen, really helps you to read and understand what's going on, because obviously it was written like hundreds of years ago. So it's a bit difficult sometimes to read older literature, but I'm definitely getting way better at it. So no worries about that. But yes, Emma, I really want to read this. It is on my TBR, but yes, give me now. All right, The Scarlet Letter. So I don't hate The Scarlet Letter. I like the A though. It reminds me of this logo that's on a wine bottle. I think they got it obviously from it's like the same pattern. But from what I heard, what The Scarlet Letter is about, I'm not really too interested in it. But I'll put it on my TBR for probably, who knows, years, and then read it sometime in my life. But I'm just like not interested in. It's not yes, give me now. It's not interesting enough. It's just on my TBR, and I want to shoot it from the canon because I don't want it to go away from me. One Dracula I've read. Yes, give me. This one is absolutely phenomenal. Dracula is one of the books besides Utopia by Thomas More that put me on this journey to read literature. Like Dracula really started though for me, so I have that first time reading experience with Dracula that really got me started. Like the whole gothic, and oh, another thing is I really love the 1931 version of Dracula, the movie, starring Bela Lugosi. I think it is like the best film ever created. Like the way, like I don't know, it's just I love that movie so much. I've probably watched it more than I should have, but I've watched it probably like 20 times. I don't know. I bought it on Amazon, so what am I gonna say? Okay, next. Tom Sawyer, Mark Twain. No, Shoot You from a Literal Cannon. I'm never gonna read your book. It looks so boring. It looks so like I'm being forced to read this at uni. It gives me those vibes. Like you have to write a whole essay on it, and you're so bored with it. So no. Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. Yes, give me. I absolutely am insane about anything Oscar Wilde. I'm such a big fan. Um, I went to the British Library, and I've actually touched letters, like real letters that Oscar Wilde wrote, like he handwritten letters, and I actually touched the same thing. I know that sounds a little crazy, but I'm just such a big fan of Oscar Wilde. Fahrenheit 451. So I feel like I want to read this one just to be in the know, to be like, oh yeah, I read that. it doesn't spark an interest in me at all. The Hobbit by Tolkien. Yes, gimme. I was gonna buy this at Waterstones, but I didn't because what was the reason? Because I have too many books in my TBR. That was the reason. But I do want to read it. The Sound with the Furry. Oh, you look. I mean, Sound with the Furry. It sounds kind of intriguing. I don't really know what it's about. But it might be an interesting read, so I'm just gonna put that on the TBR because I just want to read, like I said, as many classics. So I'll just put that on my TBR. Maybe I'll read it in like To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf. Yes, I love anything Virginia Woolf. Ever since I read her book A Room of One's Own, I have fallen in love with Virginia Woolf. So anything that's her, I am a like. It's all a yes. Gimme. Pride and Prejudice. So I was reading a little bit of this, but I haven't finished it. I do want to read it though this summer, so I'm gonna put that in yes, gimme, because I really want to read like back to back a whole Jane Austen novel because for some reason when I start a Jane Austen novel, I only read like half of it and then I don't read the other half, and then I just leave it on my shelf to collect dust, you know. The Iliad, this is so my next read. This is so my next read. So should I put them in category that I'm gonna read these? Yeah. So this is like the category. I think my okay. But I think I'm gonna put Picture Drawing Grey because I really want to finish that and finish Dracula and finish Pride, and then yeah, Virginia Woolf. I'll finish you last. But obviously I'm gonna extend on the line here. The Awakening. That looks intriguing. I'm gonna put it Interesting Potatoes because I do like that era. I think that is let's see, is that Victorian era, 1900s or 1880s, something like that. I am interested in that era, and I do want to read literature from around that era. So yeah, I'm interested in it. Frankenstein. I've actually read you by Mary Shelley. Yes, I've already read you, so I'm just gonna put you on the end there because I already read you. You were amazing, Kunal. I highly recommend. Anybody who hasn't read Frankenstein, like, what are you doing? It's such an amazing book. To Kill a Mockingbird. It's really funny, but so like this book, I actually thought it said How to Kill a Mockingbird, like it's a manual. Um, but I'll just put on my TBR because I was so close to buying it at the Stoke Newington Mine charity shop, but I didn't buy it because I was like, Kelsey, when I'm buying a book, I'm like, I have a pep talk with myself internally so nobody else knows that's around me. But I just say, Kelsey, if you're not gonna read this within 1 month, don't buy it because it will always leave it. Like you can always buy this book. You can buy it. It'll be there, but you don't want to buy it and then just set it on your shelf. You know what I mean? So I was just like, I didn't buy it. All right, next Hamlet. Yes, I really want to read you. Like maybe I'm gonna put that right there because I really want to read Hamlet. I want to read every single Shakespeare book that he's written. I want to read all of his poetry. I just want to read it all. I'm such a big fan of Shakespeare. Okay, Macbeth. Same with you. I want to read you as well. I'm so interested because one of my favorite authors, M.L. Rio, she wrote a dark academia murder mystery story that has Shakespeare intertwined. So that was really fun to read, and I really enjoyed it. It had a lot of Julius Caesar. I actually do have Julius Caesar with me, so I am going to read that book. But it talked about a lot of like Hamlet, Macbeth, etc. in the book. So it really sparked an interest in me to read Shakespeare. Okay, next one, A Separate Piece. Why does that look so boring? I literally don't have. I have no idea what this book is about. A Separate Piece. I'll put it in my TBR because maybe I'll read it one day. But I have like literally no interest in this book. I've never heard of it. I don't know anything about it. Sorry. George Eliot, Silas Marner. Okay, George Eliot. Might read it. I don't know. I'll just put it in my TBR just because I might read it 30 years from now. I don't really know too much about George Eliot, So anybody that can tell me more about George Eliot books, just like tell me which one should I start with first. Jane Eyre, I love you. You're a big book though, so I'm gonna put you at the end, in the middle right here. Absolutely love Charlotte Bronte. Like the way she writes, just incredible. Phenomenal writer. Why is that 2 Emma books? But yes, give me, because he asked me about Emma. Is that literally 2 Emma books? Okay. 1984. I've heard about you. Put you in my TBR because I don't know. To be honest, I really don't know. Ernest Hemingway. Oh, I love Ernest, the old man. So I'm gonna put this one in my TBR because I loved Ernest Hemingway, A Movable Feast. I've read that one. That one was phenomenal. I loved it to bits and shreds because it takes place. No, it doesn't take place. He is, I think, in Michigan, and he writes about Paris, about his former experiences from the. Oh my God, what am I trying to say? Ernest Hemingway writes about his experiences in Paris from Michigan. Yeah. The Great Gatsby. I'm actually really interested to read The Great Gatsby because it takes place in one of those iconic eras. So yeah, I just can't go wrong with that. Wuthering Heights. You've always been on my TBR, but I don't know. You're interesting to me. I do want to read you, but Emily, I don't know what you were doing with your gloomy dark themes, but it's interesting. Huckleberry Finn, Shaken from a Literal Canon. I can tell this book is going to be so boring. I have no interest in reading anything like that. The Catcher in the Rye is actually something that sparked interest in me recently. So I really want to read this like soon. So I'm just going to put it there. I don't know really much about it. I just know it's about a young man that just calls everybody a phony. Lord of the Flies, Shoot You from a Literal Canon. You are the reason why I didn't want to read books. I had to read Lord of the Flies in high school, and I hated it. I did not like it. It was so boring. Heart of Darkness. Oh my gosh, Shoot You from a Literal Canon. I tried to read this book. I knew it was just. I don't know. I just didn't get it. I just didn't like it. I didn't like it. Brave New World. Yeah, I'll put you on my TBR because I might read you someday. The Odyssey. Yes, I'm gonna read you soon. I'll put it there because I want to read the Iliad first because I want to read it in chronological order. A Midsummer Night's Dream by Shakespeare. Yes, give me. I love Shakespeare so much. Put you over there. Romeo and Juliet. I've actually read you, and you were amazing. I loved Romeo and Juliet. It was phenomenal. I absolutely loved it. It's like one of my favorite Shakespeare plays, and I watched the movie adaptation that was made in 1961. Absolutely phenomenal. Great Expectations. You suck. Go at the bottom right. You did not meet my expectation. Christmas Carol. I might read that someday. Actually, I know it's Charles Dickens, but I'll give it a chance. But anyway, yeah, so that was it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. This was really fun. And you guys can see my TBR. I don't know when I'm going to read these. I'm interested in these, but not really interested enough to read them right now. These are all the ones that I want to read. And I'm so interested to read more classics because then I want to do a tier ranking on the classics that I liked and the ones I didn't like. So thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you have a great day. Mwah. Happy reading.